Sarah was a mom of 3. She loved her children and generally life as a whole. She was super active, very outgoing, loved the outdoors, always hiking in the mountains in Washington State. But one day, while she was playing music, Sarah found herself so dizzy that she could barely walk. And she had to have her husband come home immediately. She called our office, having heard about us through a friend. And when I tested her ferritin levels, they were in the single digits. Maybe you felt, some symptoms of ferritin or low ferritin. Here are a few, or the main ones that I always look for. First off is fatigue, dizziness, feeling of lethargy or just kind of depression, lack of motivation when otherwise life is great, being short on breath, having a rapid heart rate or even, especially with exertion, that rapid heart rate, and then brain fog. Sarah was in bad shape and she needed something to help her get back on track in a hurry. But the last time she received an iron infusion, it didn't go so well. She got a racing heart. She had extreme headache. It lasted about 3 days. And really, she felt worse after the iron infusion than she did before she even got it. But without an iron infusion, she would have to pop a bunch of iron pills that had also caused her nausea and gave her these stomach cramps. And really, they didn't improve her iron levels or ferritin levels for months. And unfortunately, in most cases with iron supplementation, it does take months to see any benefit or lasting effect from the iron you're ingesting. So not only was this tough on Sarah, the iron infusions symptomatically, but the financial cost of iron infusions, that can be really high. That was another really big roadblock for her. And for me, with a small clinic, small staff, it's always taxing on our resources and our time doing iron infusions. So this little vial right here, this little Venifer vial, this is the one I would use. This is the type of iron I would use with people. It's expensive. It has a high potential for side effects. The short-term benefits, that's what they are. They're short-term. And, this was the last iron infusion I did. And my iron-deficient patients literally could not be happier. How is that, right? I stopped giving iron infusions, not because it was so horrible or, we just couldn't do it or staff kind of stuff. But we stopped it because in the middle of mine and my patients from suffering through, another iron infusion, I learned of a new, better way to deliver iron. And then actually went on and developed an iron formulation that helped people just like Sarah, not just get better, not just feel better in months, but literally, many of them in weeks. And sometimes actually even in days, patients felt better via this new way of delivering iron to the body. This really changed everything for me and for Sarah and for all these patients just like Sarah. She started taking the formula Blood Vitality, and in literally just 30 days, she saw improvements in her ferritin numbers, and her dizziness was gone. It was obsolete. It was see you later, no longer part of her life. And that allowed her to get back hiking on the mountains with her kiddos, playing her music again. But she wasn't the only one. There was another patient, Christina, and she was a mother of 2. She's a real estate agent. And she was told by her another doctor that she needed to get a blood transfusion due to her low iron levels. And even her hemoglobin and hematocrit were super deplete. And so she couldn't even perform. She couldn't work because her iron levels are so low. Thankfully, she came to me for a second opinion. Even though her ferritin was at 1, that's a single digit as you can get it, I knew Blood Vitality would be the best option for her. And we watched her closely, and in just 4 weeks, her levels went up 1,600% ferritin levels. She actually came by the office on her way to Portland for a real estate gig to buy 10 bottles of Blood Vitality because she didn't want to take any chances of going backwards or experiencing the life she had before, or ending up, doctors telling her she needed to get blood transfusions, because blood transfusions are a step up from iron infusions. So every patient that I would have previously given an iron infusion to has responded to Blood Vitality, and not in 6 months, but most in weeks. They get their numbers better, but more importantly, they literally get their life back. It is shocking what iron is doing for a person that we don't realize it's doing for a person. So Sarah's gone on, some crazy hunting trips and hiking trips. And the cool thing is now, instead of sitting in the truck while her friends were out and her husband were out hunting, she gets to go out with them, because now she has the strength and the capacity. She didn't get all the shortness of breath like she did before. Now that her iron levels have improved, and she's even able to work out again before her kids wake up in the morning, which was not a chance previously. So it's crazy to think, without Blood Vitality, she would have been on the regular iron infusion circuit, coping with all the ups and downs of that, and spending a whole lot of money that wasn't necessary. So that's no way to live. And I'm just grateful every day. Literally, I get to recommend this little bottle called Blood Vitality to iron deficient patients and see that, wow, this tool has literally made me a better doctor. This simple tool. And if you're thinking, iron infusions are your only hope, man, be sure to talk to your doctor, have them take a look at the uniqueness that is Blood Vitality, and this specialized hydrolyzed whole protein matrix way of delivering iron with ease to your body. All right, I'm Dr. Matt. I hope this is super helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, and make sure you get this to your iron deficient friends so they do not have to suffer anymore.